Here's my coup, bro. Rare breed. Tay, say hello. Tay, say hello. Worth like 10 plat. Come on, bro.
Back for the month of October with our Quest to Conquer.
Eat mini burgers and green beans and a potato.
October 1st. Am I doing okay?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk in, chat.
We have a cool asset.
We have an amazing asset. Check it out.
Now, this one's pretty special because Carrie Black has been wanting to do this Zephyr skin.
That
for
is a blast from the
10
past.
Years.
Yep.
Do y'all like this?
No,
Y'all like
there's
the
something
skin,
else
yes or
that you
no?
should-
Can Warframes get pregnant?
You tell us, what do we have here, Steve?
Well, this looks like an amazing.
What?
Wow. So Ordis is retiring. Our voice actor and long-term.
He didn't know?
He was the longest-term DE employee.
He was.
He was employee number 5.
He was employee number 5.
You want me to apply for Ordis?
Are we announcing who's taking over?
Why don't we take a listen first?
Oh.
Tenno, Ordis may sound a little refreshed. Even Cephalons can retire.
Dude, that is terrible.
Knights of Nabberis returns. Spooky month is approaching, and so is Knights of Nabberis. So visit Daughter starting October 1st at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and she will have spooky celebratory wares. Okay, and then moving right along into Nora's Mix.
Love your shorts. Thank you, Psycho.
I don't think they can see.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate your
there it
support,
is.
man.
Yeah, so this will be part
W
of
Psycho.
the Day of the Dead. This is the Monarchiero Day of the Dead Siandana. This is part of the Day of the Dead, aka Dreams
cool.
of the Dead Nightwave series. So this
Well,
is
check out
coming
New
in
Nightwave.
October. You'll get a warning when it will be. But we have Nora with Day of the Dead.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yep. So really cute, really cool stuff. People that are familiar with Baro might notice that something's a little amiss when Baro appears throughout the month of October. Things might be a little different.
Why?
A little Nabberis-y.
I see chat saying
Yeah.
Evil Barrow,
Oh, I don't know, guys.
Dark Barrow.
But maybe this October.
Someone said Diddy Barrow. I don't know what that means.
Someone in a backpack came out, bro.
Oh, I don't know, guys.
Dark Barrow.
But maybe this October.
Someone said Diddy Barrow. I don't know what that means. What the hell? Count Barrow.
Whoa.
Have you ever made childish bargains with yourself?
Oh, I thought you were going to
Oh,
put
that
go-to.
was good, man.
There's going to be a series of suspicious wares from
Really cool.
a different looking.
Tyler would have followed.
Perhaps
Appreciate you, Tyler. How you doing today, man?
The month of October will
eat
bring you
them.
some
I'm
scary
feeling
things,
bad right
folks.
Okay, so we got Baro. This has been really small so far, so maybe it's just because we're in the beginning. So we got we got Diddy Baro, new Ordis, new Nightwave, new Zephyr skin, free. No, oh, it's a free Zephyr
More
skin.
QA testing to follow.
Okay, I didn't know that.
We're still kind of a little bit
Arcanes
sheepish
are
about giving a date.
Archguns are getting arcane slots. No way.
We're gonna start talking about the Vallis Undermind.
You just spoiled the name. We're supposed to be talking about the unannounced 2025 update.
We're gonna talk about the unannounced fall 2025 update, and we're gonna reveal the name today at the end of the stream.
Vallis.
Why don't we roll a preview video?
I want to just show the audience at home how
No,
the
don't.
assets
Preview
look.
video.
So the CEO's just selling right now? Oh my gosh, he's a mushroom. Wait. There's tiny little mushrooms everywhere. Oh my. This is gonna be my new favorite Warframe. The mushroom Warframe. Look at that. Bro said tiny shrooms are caked up though.
The Vallis Undermind is an update that is coming October 15th to all platforms, and it's going to feature
And why I got you with the
Warframe
invite, brother.
number 62 Nokko. This is the key art done by our incredible team. We can take a look at Nokko.
Nokko. Look at how much plat they have. 321,000 platinum. They have more platinum than they do credits by millions. That's crazy. Y'all can't even imagine how much platinum they have. I can because I've got so much, but I understand 321 million ain't that much plat compared to me, but it's a chill.
He is the Warframe coming, and we will see his alt helmet here.
Ooh, that actually looks good. I like the helmet.
His little Canadian hat.
Wow.
And what I can only describe as the best ephemera in the history of Warframe, because it
New
is...
ephemera?
No,
Where?
it's down here. There it is.
Oh,
They follow you around.
Oh, that's so cool. They got a new Affirma. It's little mushrooms that just follow you around.
All of the idols, of course, are they're very personality driven. So here we go. Look at him.
So these are his idol variants.
Yep. He can hit the moves.
Okay, listen, I love the
It's
little
so good.
pistol.
I know the
You're Riley's little brother.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
Odd.
This one is outrageous.
This is setting a high bar.
These
man.
are all sung too.
That
It's
is
so like
insane.
Yeah.
So we've never done this yet.
No,
have
we've
we?
never
No.
we've never done.
Wow.
So this is a first.
Oh, whoa! What is this? Little
Yep.
Square dance and stuff.
Yeah.
Do-si-do?
Yeah.
Love it.
So these are the first idols in Warframe that pull in a canonically adjacent linked Warframe. Access
What is random? I feel like all of it's
So,
kind of random, no?
Fair enough. Yeah.
In
You don't
order
think so?
to play the Vallis Undermind, you need to have
Like,
done
where-
the new war because as the orb
All of it
Vallis
just seems so
thawed,
random. How is it
things got a
connected to
little-
Fortuna?
If you have finished the new war, you will be led by a little mushroom guy who's running away somewhere into a new exposed sort of decay infestation. Under here is the airlock, and this is a place where there's a Solaren that has been sort of lost to time.
See Nokko out there?
This is Nightcap.
nice.
He's a brand new character.
he looks
Guys,
rad. I
we
haven't
all
seen
made
him.
it.
Yeah, Nightcap is a brand new character coming in the Fortuna hub, and my cat, or my dog, I guess, is kind of vibing with him.
Doesn't respect boundaries.
And there is a whole bunch that you can do with him. He will let you buy all of the Nokko wares. He will let you buy, for the first time, this is for all the decorators, we have added more flora in this update than we have in any update in the history of Warframe. So if you've ever wanted potted plants, if you've ever wanted...
Oh, no. Oh, let's go.
For the first time, this is for all the
Let's
decorators, we have
go.
added more flora
Yo!
in this update
Plants?
than we have in any
Zariman planter. Potted plant.
update in the history of Warframe. So if you've ever wanted
That's
potted
so
plants, if you've ever
sick.
wanted...
They absolutely cooked. Yes, dude. They added psychedelics to Warframe. This is not on my 2025 bucket list, bro. So we're gonna be able to start
or
tripping.
which we'll show you a little bit about.
We're gonna be able to start.
And
We're gonna be able
for
to
you
trip
get,
in
lore and for you
Warframe.
to progress
This
in
is
the store,
insane.
You'll be needing to find enough
What?
of this decay to feed the prince. And the prince is a mushroom species that Nightcap has been tending to try and sort of like bring peace to what's going on here. And if you feed it,
They have just completely let loose, haven't they? They
you will
just
be able
don't
to
care
go
no more.
on
They're like, let's just do it.
adventures. And one of those, I'm just gonna do something now, Charlie, if you don't mind going away just for a second. One of those adventures, actually I should say all of these adventures, will take you into a world where you will learn the backstory of Nokko, you will learn why Nightcap is down here.
What am I looking at right now?
Oh yeah, that's so good.
They literally added tripping simulator to Warframe. I never thought that I would see the day where I am a hallucinating mushroom in Warframe.
You'll be having to kind of navigate the memories of Nightcap. You'll get some story drops as you go through this. So be careful what you eat out there is all I have to say, Tenno. Be careful what you eat. Be careful where you walk, careful where you fall, and you will be able to unlock the story and details of Nightcap and Nokko by participating in these little adventures. Now, since the dawn of time, the elevator in Fortuna has only gone up.
You're gonna blow my mind right
Mama,
now.
Murphy, what are we
Yeah.
talking
No,
about?
don't do it. No.
What if?
No.
What if?
There's mushroom
It went down.
missions.
Okay, ignore the robo voice and stuff. This is very in development. Could it be that there is an entire underground deep mine?
Mushroom City. I am in pure and utter disbelief right now.
It could be.
I was not
It went
anticipating
down.
this.
So there is a huge expansion underneath.
This is like I cannot imagine this. This is the most. This is so out of left field, but it's so sick. This is
Fortuna.
This is so sick.
underneath the Orb Vallis that will be letting you play and connect to things you never would have imagined connecting before. If you've been to the Corpus Labs where the Vermink are, if you've been anywhere, you'll be doing like the old reversal where the entire underground is available for you.
Amazing. And this comes out later next year?
No, it comes out October 15th.
What?
That's soon.
Yeah.
He don't even know. How does the CEO of the game not know when this big of an update's coming out? What is the CEO doing? He said this is coming out next year? Buddy, this is coming out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, he's acting my fault.
Soon?
So
Amazing.
you will find a whole area to explore, mushroom
Sorry,
patches
Steve.
to find, loot to grab.
Was
So I'm actually gonna
$19.99
start with
last
Nokko's
year?
Third ability,
Dude,
because I think
$19.99
people
was
will be
last
waiting for
year.
this. Actually, no, we'll just.
Is that not
we'll start with this
crazy?
first.
You know what? Oh, okay.
This is Stink Brain.
Oh my gosh, it's almost been a year since
So what you find
1999.
with Nokko is he's a very fun guy, and he's throwing all his different mushroom types. This is Bright Bonnet, so these are two
Oh
different
my.
mushroom types, and the general theme and idea is that you want to get these mushrooms out, get them pulsing.
'Cause it was in, like,
so that
December,
you're
wasn't
sort of making a garden of fungi around the battlefield. They each have different effects. Steve, do you want to read them off the sheet?
Yeah, Stink Brain, I kind of knew this anyway, but it throws a
That's
mushroom that
crazy.
periodically sheds poisonous spores, inflicting DT_viral_color viral damage and status effect upon nearby enemies. Clearly that's taken from a log tag in the game.
Sure.
No,
What about,
Thacker, 1999 was over
what about
26
Bonnet,
years
though,
ago.
produces a
I'm
rejuvenating
banning you,
mushroom
bro.
that emits a radio pulse, increasing Nokko and his
I'm
allies'
banning
energy
you.
and applying a buff to ability strength that lasts for a short time.
And what about his third ability?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Reverting to sprodling form, that is a word.
Sprodling.
Sprodling. Causing Nokko to heal rapidly. While in this state, Nokko is untargetable and releases spores that lull nearby enemies to sleep.
So you can walk them.
Very interesting dream effect. And then the fourth ability,
Yep.
Spore Spring, unleashes a chaotic ballistic mushroom that seeks enemies and bounces explosively off whatever it touches.
So this is basically like if you can imagine the wind up of like a just the most chaos. If it bounces on enemies, mushrooms, it's so it basically let's see if we can find some enemies to use it on.
So yeah, contact with any of Nokko's mushrooms invigorates them, doubling their effect triggering rate. Is that also on enemies as well now, or
Yeah,
from
so
your
really-
description?
You can see that I'm just
Procking
cast
viral,
Stink Brain,
too.
I'm
Yep.
casting this. I think everything's probably going to die, but you can see that it's bouncing around back and forth. Let's see if I can find a cluster of enemies to cast the ultimate on, as well as the garden. But really, what we're dealing with here is you're placing these mushrooms tactically as you go by them. You can, when you're in your little sprodling form, lots of opportunities to really just like turn the battlefield into something you can survive, something you can CC enemies with. And if you get momentum going with the Spore Spring, what you'll find is you can really just absolutely dominate zones, clusters of enemies for all things Nokko. So
And if you like cute sounds, this is the frame for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, this is one of the sound designer's first frame that he's ever worked on.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's
Jeff
cool.
has been working on it, and yeah, the cute little sounds that he's been coming up with for the abilities, it's great.
More
Yeah,
scope?
speaking of cute
going
sounds,
off
just
script.
a little behind the scenes of how some of the sounds were gathered.
Is this actually how they come up with sounds? I did not know that's how they did this. They're just squishing watermelon.
Oh, no, that's okay.
That's fine.
What is
That
this?
All good.
Yeah, that's some of the model work, and then the gameplay. Here it is in game. So he
Oh, a
has
heavy
a
weapon.
arc gun, and we do have a little bit of quality of life coming for arc guns as well. So,
Awesome.
so I am jumping a little bit ahead.
Yeah,
not,
you're jumping ahead.
Not
man.
too
It's
much.
hard to keep up with my
But
schedule.
as part of the loop, you will be able to find a new way to upgrade your arc guns. where we're gonna
New
allow you to put
arc
arcanes
gun
on them. So
adapters.
arcanes will be possible on arc guns as of this update. The Nokko update is going to allow this. You'll be able to get the adapter type, which we are going to give you as an option in the store with Nightcap.
2 of
And
them.
then what we're doing is we're actually letting you use because arc guns are sort of this be-all mega gun, but they have properties from a lot of the other arsenals, so you'll be able to use
So you're getting secondary? Dude, this is disgusting.
You'll be able to use one primary and one secondary. So you can kind of mix and match for the first time between primary and secondaries.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because the Archgun tier is like just chaotic. So you'll get one primary slot and one secondary. So
Very neat.
Yeah,
Do they
you can-
realize how broken this is
you
about
can
to
swap
be?
around
Do they
there,
actually
and
like
you'll-
play with their own weapons?
This is some of the artwork for
that.
what you'll be completing for your destination underground. So you'll have to find what all these mushrooms do. Some of them are going to make you hear voices. Some of them are going to make the world feel a little more woozy. So good luck with your mushroom hunting.
Yes, I was waiting for this. Mushroom floof, let's go. Gonna juice those butt cheeks maybe from the floof.
Yeah, I think it's
Yo, I did not realize that DE was this big of gooners.
Gonna juice those butt cheeks maybe from the floof.
yeah, I think it's
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Our next reveal, which is a deluxe. There it is.
Holy.
Whoa, cool.
man, oh man,
Wukong Deluxe.
man, oh man.
So this
They
is
finally made a
TR19A,
deluxe
for
skin
those
that was
are
just
wondering.
caked out of its mind.
Yep.
And gameplay.
What do y'all
Yes.
think about Wukong Deluxe?
We put like I think the most fur we've ever done on a Warframe. So he's got like a fur tail, but it's just like the sculpted cloud details. He just is absolutely breathtaking.
I don't think it's that nice.
And this will be coming in all
I don't really like it
regions,
that much.
all platforms. Everyone will get a chance to get this on the 15th of October.
Here I am virtually to talk about damage attenuation. You guys have been asking us to look at it for a while. Damage attenuation is a system that we use mostly for bosses, where if they take a lot of damage in a short amount of time, they raise their defenses so they don't die as fast. What is the purpose of it? The purpose is, since we have such a big gap on how much damage you can do in Warframe, think of someone that has been playing for a long time, but doesn't have the best ribbon in the world, doesn't have max arcanes, they don't have like all the shards, Tau Forged on their Warframe, etc., etc.
They're not min-max.
Compare that to someone that does have the best of the best, the latest incarnate, everything format to the extreme. That gap in damage is so large that if we tune bosses for the bottom group, then for the top group, whenever you go into a brand new boss that we just released, like we just released Thoraxia, for example, you go in to fight the brand new boss that we worked on, you get there, shoot her once, she's dead. Obviously, that would be pretty anticlimactic. You probably wonder, why did he spend 4 to 6 months working on this boss if it's just going to die in one shot? It probably would be pointless for us to even work on bosses at that point.
That's a good reason, I believe.
If we, instead of that, tune the damage numbers for the top group, then that bottom group is going to suffer because it's going to take 1,000,000 years to kill that boss because he's going to have so much health that he's going to feel like chopping wood. So obviously, we don't want either of that. So that is the purpose of this. It allows us to balance somewhere in the bottom middle, and then basically damage attenuation takes care of making the fight last a certain amount of time for both groups. What are the issues with this? Well, there's a few. So the first one is it doesn't work really well for scaling levels. So all the numbers are tuned for the normal version. So when you fight the version in like Deep Archimedia, for example, sometimes those fights, and you probably experienced it if you're a veteran, those fights end up taking 25 minutes or something crazy. And obviously that's not fun for anyone.
So true. Who is this guy? So they're addressing the issue so that they fixed it? Let's see.
The other issue is that it's very confusing. There's many different variants of the system. So some are affected by fire rate, some are affected by other things. So that obviously is no good. No one understands exactly how it works, and it changes from boss to boss, so we don't like that. And the third issue is obviously for a game like ours, where it's a lot about like getting the next upgrade and getting the more powerful mod and the more powerful ribbon and blah, blah. It feels bad that once you have good gear, the boss fights don't feel that different than when you have extremely good gear. Because once you're past a certain point, the damage attenuation will kind of keep pushing back so you don't go too fast. Obviously, that doesn't feel good. So what are we changing about this? We're changing a few things. So first, no more flat numbers. So the way it works right now is essentially all of those damage attenuation thresholds are set up by flat numbers. So imagine something like, once you deal more than 10,000 damage in a second, the damage attenuation kicks in. Well, that works fine when you're like in normal, but once you're in Steel Path, 10,000 damage is kind of nothing, so that means the attenuation kicks in right away. Once you're obviously in deeper
And then you're doing no damage the rest of the time.
10,000 damage, you apply, 100 times that. So it obviously is not very useful at that point. So instead of that, now it's going to be based on percentages, and that will allow it to scale much better throughout the game.
So like once you do like 20% damage, then the attenuation. So almost like there's like boss stages, but not like as soon as you hit like a certain number, then it's just like, okay, now the boss is ramped up. It's a little bit different. So you're gonna see the bar like melt quickly, and then it's just gonna stop melting, or go way slower. So the bar's gonna like jump over here and then slowly go like that, right? If it's a percent, like it's gonna jump, you're gonna be doing a bunch of damage. It's gonna go boom, and then it's just gonna like slowly go across.
So you'll never encounter now those 30-minute fights in Deep Archimedia. We're going to standardize it. Again, like I said earlier, we have many different versions. So there's like some that are affected by crit, some that are not, some that can be circumvented with fire rate, some that were made for a single boss. We have a whole bunch of different systems for this.
I like this guy. Who is this guy? Who is this guy on the DE team? He seems very passionate. I like how he's explaining. Pablo? I like Pablo. Pablo seems like a cool guy. I like this.
We're going to standardize them all into one so that as a player you have more clearer experience when you're playing against bosses, and it doesn't feel like it's all over the place depending on the boss that you fight. And it also makes it easier for us to maintain and be sure that it's working as expected, because it's a single system, and as we touch it, it basically spreads throughout the game. We're lowering the attenuation. This is to address that other thing that I was saying, which is that at a certain point you feel like your upgrades no longer kind of matter for bosses because the damage attenuation kicks in too early. So right now there's some bosses where attenuation kicks in like when you have almost no gear, you immediately starts kicking in.
Like the Legasite.
So with these new numbers, it's much more forgiving.
The only thing I wish he would do is like be a little specific. He's just saying like some bosses. I want him to like directly call out which boss. Like, so for the Legasite, for example, you start shooting at a Legasite, and it takes 20 minutes during a capture mission to kill him during deep media. Now when you start shooting him, he's gonna get shredded.
It takes significantly longer for those the damage attenuation to kick in. It's hard to give you like precise numbers because again, it also will scale based on the level that you're fighting. But if you're something like Deep Archimedia, you probably can have an Incarnon with Roar, and you'll have a hard time kicking into the damage attenuation. Basically, it'll be hard to break into the.
Now that's a great analogy. That explains it. That puts it into direct detail. I understand what he's saying now. That's a great example. So you get in you can have an Incarnon with Roar, and you're gonna have a hard time hitting your damage attenuation. Basically, you're gonna have a hard time, which is pretty accurate. That
barrier where the damage attenuation starts to intervene. So hopefully with that, you'll feel more the effects as you get gear, and as you get stronger, you'll be able to see larger numbers against those bosses. Obviously, if we just did that, the bosses would die immediately. So overall, we're changing the effective health of those bosses, since we know where you're going to fight them. So we know like if you're fighting one in Steel Path, we know the sort of gear that we can expect from you to have on Steel Path. We know what sort of gear we can expect
especially
from
for deep media, bro.
Something like Deep Archimedia or a normal.
See, now he's listening to me. He's literally speaking what I'm putting out loud. This is catering towards late game players. That's smart. This makes a lot of sense for OGs. This is catering towards people that really play your game, like really, really play your game, which is smart in my opinion. Whoever said skip this was so wrong, by the way. This is like the most informative. This is like, I guess it's not sick, but it's good from like a sandbox standpoint where like I like to build weapons a lot. This is like really good information now, I feel like. This is definitely not worth a skip whatsoever.
So we're going to tweak the health of those bosses to deliver a similar experience to what it is today on kind of our target gear. Is going to be a similar amount of time, but that does mean that because now it's health and not attenuation, if you get gear,
Saroon.
You kill the boss faster. If you have lesser gear, you kill the boss slower. So now your gear actually matters more. The other thing is we're fixing it for multiplayer. Right now, the way it works is once attenuation kicks in for one player, it kicks for everyone. So with this new version, let's say you're super veteran with all the gear in the world. Attenuation will kick in, but it won't affect someone that has more.
Oh, his
playing.
cat looks like a tiger.
You'll have to apply for each person. There's way too many bosses. It's a very large change. There's a lot of bosses. There's a lot of versions. You know, the normal, the steel path, the deep media, the hard modes. There's many variants, and obviously there's a lot of different kind of combinations with different warframes, different weapons, and whatnot. So we're definitely expecting that once this releases, we're still gonna need to tweak it some. We're gonna need your feedback to help us figure out the things that need touching. A great example, for example, is the Tridolon, and it feels pretty similar to us. But if you're out there and you say like, hey, I could do 27 runs per night before, and now I can only do 26, we'll take a look and we'll see what we can do.
No. The fact that he brought up the Tridolon, he says it feels pretty similar, is such an issue.
Anyways, I'll be back to talk about Oberon later. I'll see you then.
No. That is such an issue. They need to make it so much harder. Tridolons are so easy. They need to make it harder and have like better rewards. Like maybe like better drop chance potentially. Try Steel Path Tridolons. Is it that much harder? I can't remember.
Screenshot this because we have another video.
Follow a little bit out of order. So let's start
Oberon
with
rework.
his third ability, Renewal. So Renewal is a heal over time. It now applies on affinity range instead of a fixed range. The ability cost is now fixed. It doesn't change. Before it increased for every ally that got it. So if you had any party members with summons and stuff like that, it could get extremely expensive for you to sustain the ability. So you no longer have that problem. You also don't need to recast if they lose it. Before you had to, if they were nullified or if they fell into a hole, you had to be recasting the ability. Now you don't need to do that, so that's pretty good. It also increases armor for you and your allies. So you can see in that upper right, I have a 638. That is how much armor Renewal is giving me. And for allies, it gives twice as much. So you can actually protect them quite a bit with that. Also, the heal is doubled when used on Hollow Ground. So let's put a Hollow Ground here. So right now the heal is even doubled right now. You can see I cast it this way. What is this? Hallowed Ground is now a circle. No longer a cone. You no longer need to mod extreme ranges to cover the area. It is now always
so
radius.
before it went like this, it was like that or something, but now it's just like a big like radius. I never used Oberon, so I don't know. It's radial.
Much easier to maintain.
That's his
He
2.
also improved quite
So his 3 is armor and health regeneration. His
a
2
bit
is
how it works
grass.
on separate distances like that. So you can see
And it works on
actually
elevation. So
went up here to
if you're like on
protect, and
stairs,
it's
it's not
no
going to
longer
mess you up.
Additionally to that, it now does radiation much more reliably. Before it was like a chance to deal radiation once per second.
So when they
Now
touch
it's
it, it procs
guaranteed
radiation now
twice
too.
per second. So you
Cool.
can see enemies are getting to 10 stacks of radiation pretty quickly, which synergizes really well with something like Arcane Fallout. You can see the orbs are there. I should probably use this thing before my yapping kills us all. We also upgraded how Hollow Ground interacts with nullifiers. So the way it used to work is as soon as a nullifier touched any part of the Hollow Ground, it would basically dispel it, which was pretty annoying because Hollow Ground could be quite big. So now it will only prevent the effects of Hollow Ground on allies that are inside the bubble or on enemies that are inside the bubble. It will no longer dispel the ground. We also made that change for Oraxia, and we also made a few other changes to to 3 other interactions with nullifiers.
What happened? Snow glow. So nullifiers can't walk up to Frost and get rid of his bubble. Catalysm. Which one is that? Snow globe, hollow ground is Oberon. What are the other 2? Magnetized. I can't remember which one these 2 are. But fix 2 of them with nullifiers.
Passive. So you see those shields that I have around me? Those are his new passive. Whenever Oberon picks up a health orb, he will get 1 protection like that and will give it to his allies as well.
Limbo and
that protection,
mag.
what it does is when you take a hit, you take no damage. So you can see that absorbed the entire damage for the entire damage attack. So basically, you can use that to be.
When Oberon picks up a health orb, grants all allies in affinity range a righteous negation stack that will prevent the next instance of damage. Oh, so like adaptation.
Fully protected,
He's giving you like
as long as you're
adaptation shields if
getting
you pick up a
orbs,
health orb.
which is pretty easy to do when you have Fallout, or later we'll talk about some other way to get that. Oberon's 1, there's an Eximus who's a good target to use it on. So you see when I cast it, it immediately removed all of his overguard in one shot, and it does percentage damage and then does a secondary hit around them for that damage, for the percentage of damage to enemies around it. So you want to use it on units that have a lot of health, so that the damage then they deal around them is higher. See him? There you go. So the entire overguard is gone, and you see it killed a bunch of enemies around it.
Oh, that's sick.
because-
His one just rips the
he's
overguard
got
straight
quite a
off
bit
the
of
enemy.
health, so-
I never realized that was overguard until he just said that. I never knew that was overguard. Those little blue things that like the enemies get, I didn't know that was overguard when they do that.
Use it, it will always strip armor, which I guess I didn't choose the best place to showcase that because they don't have armor, but the armor strip no longer requires you to have them on the grass. It will work in any situation. It does way more damage now, something like more than triple, I think, and also scales based on how many stacks of radiation they have on them, so that deals even more damage. It also gives you armor for every enemy you hit, and it also scales with how many stacks of radiation you have. Also, this ability always used to give health orbs. We just picked some of those, but they used to be very hard to do because you had to get the exact kill with the 4th, which is tough to do because obviously, you know, there's a whole bunch of other AoEs and stuff going. Now it marks enemies, so when you kill them, they still drop the orbs. You can see the orbs flying there, even though I didn't kill them with the ability. Just the fact that I use the ability on them marked them to be able to drop those orbs, which obviously synergizes really well with his passive to give you the protective stacks that you see around me. And that's about it. That's the whole kit. For more details, because there's a lot of nitty-gritty details that I couldn't go over in this video, you can find those in the dev blog, and it'll go into
No, Pablo,
way
you
more
cooked. That made a lot of sense.
Right here, look at that! Oh my god.
Tenogen skins.
Gorgeous.
Is Tenogen
Thermix
only for
has,
console?
My apologies. And
That's nice.
Look at that. That's pretty cool.
Dagus and Bruna, my two
Cool.
gorgeous. Look
Ooh,
at her.
Citroen.
Queens getting their due.
Jada, Malaya,
Ew. Who signed off on this?
you're going.
Look at that.
Voidax
This is the worst skin I've ever seen.
helmet
Look at that.
That's cool.
from ThackerrYT 2812.
Kakarot.
Lubox and Noxer has
That's a cool alt home.
give us the Corvex Sacrif. Oh,
it's animating, too.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Sarcophago, love that. And the Gothica Cyandana from Malaya Oculux.
Ignore the.
Headless.
Lost their head.
Don't worry about them.
Some people.
That.
Oh, that's cool.
Uriel,
Old piece trailer.
heretic of Zata, in banishment answer. Can the Orokin ever be forgiven?
Who's this?
He spoke in truths. A devil has come.
Soul in Lua, we will cleanse this follower.
What need has a devil for forgiveness? When hell is a lie spun by madmen.
It is
Wow.
an honor to
That's
have
cool.
Renee Zager doing the voice of Roth.
He looks cool. Wow. Guys, y'all have to let me know what y'all think about that. That was huge. We got We got so much stuff. Oh my gosh. New Zephyr skin for the free ski. Rest in peace, Ordis. New Nightwave. Decorated Baro. Android updates. Switch updates. New Mushroom Frame. Nokko. New place in Fortuna. New location in Fortuna. New mission. Playable mission in Fortuna. Tripping missions. New Archgun. Wukong. Lavos. Damage attenuation. Oberon rework. All kinds of new stuff, boys. This new update's going to be sick. I'm really, really, really excited for it. This is going to be awesome.